Good evening.
What's up everyone, my name is Augustine, I'm a musician and a massive fan of the Beatles, and in today's video I'm gonna give you my top 10 best Beatles songs. Now before we get started, I wanna say that this is just my personal opinion, so please don't get angry if you disagree or something. And I also wanna say that as a fan of the Beatles, it was really hard to choose 10 songs that I think are the best. It was not easy at all, but you know, for the sake of this video I picked 10 songs, and yes, we're gonna start with number 10 and we're gonna go all the way to number 1, which I think is not only the best song by the Beatles but also the best song of all time. And to be honest, it might not come as a shock to many of you because you know, it's a great song really, and a lot of people feel the same way. So yes, let's get started. Also wait, no, before we get started, I want to make sure you know that this channel is actually dedicated to the Beatles. I'm a content creator and I make videos about the Beatles. So if you love the Beatles as much as I do, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. I have many videos about the Beatles. I have videos visiting very famous Beatles locations, like for example, Paul McCartney's house or Abbey Road Studios. So yes, I think you're gonna like it. Please consider subscribing. Okay, so let's get started. So, number 10 is Octopuss Garden. It's a song written by Ringo Starr. It's only the second song that Ringo wrote, and I wanted to add a Ringo song to this list. So yes, I went for Octopuss Garden, which is my favorite song by Ringo.
I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade.
It's a song of the album Abbey Road. Ringo came up with the idea for the song when he was in Italy, in Sardinia, and Peter Sellers has lent him his yacht, and he was talking to the captain, just talking about octopuses. Ringo learned that octopuses hang around their caves, and they go around the sea looking for shiny objects and bottles and tin cans to put in front of their caves like a garden, you know, like decoration. He thought it was wonderful, so he wrote a song about it. And one of the things that I like about the song is that it was written by Ringo with a little help from his friend George Harrison, and there's actually a clip where you can see George helping Ringo write the song.
So he gets back to the sea. An octopus's garden in the shade. It would be nice. Paradise. An octopus's garden in the shade.
And also you can see how much effort George put into the song because of the guitar intro, which is great. I think it's a great song, it's very catchy, I love the lyrics, and yes, it's number 10. Number 9 is She Loves You. I wanted to add a song by the early Beatles, and I thought this one was one of my favorites and also one of the most iconic. So yes, I went for She Loves You. I love the lyrics, they're very simple, but actually they're like very meaningful. Also, I love the yeah part, it's really cool, and I love the harmonies. I love the snare drum roll in the beginning of the song. It's like she loves you. I love that. It's very iconic, and yeah, when I listen to She Loves You, it just makes me really happy for some reason. I don't know, it's one of these things that when you listen to that song, it just makes you really happy. And if I listen to the song in the morning, for example, then it's just in my head for the rest of the day. It's really cool. I love that song. So yeah, not much more to say about She Loves You, but it's a great song and it's number 9.
Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to Strawberry Fields.
Number 8 is Strawberry Fields Forever. I love this song and I think it's really good because it kind of changed the way they made music. It was one of the first psychedelic tracks, and there's a lot of music production hacks that they kind of invented actually. At some point I'm going to make a video talking about this song because there's so many things that they did in the production of the song that they were just great. Very clever. And yes, I'm going to talk about it in a separate video, I think. Also, the music video of this song was great. yes, what else can I say about Strawberry Fields Forever? I went to Liverpool as well, so I don't know, I have good memories visiting Strawberry Fields. I'm definitely coming back and making a video there as well, so watch out for that one. And yeah, basically it's just a great song with a great melody. The lyrics are great too, and especially that it was kind of like the beginning of the new era.
Ah, look at all the lonely people.
Number 7 is Eleanor Rigby. Now, Paul is actually my favorite Beatles, so there's gonna be quite a lot of Paul songs here in this top 10. But yes, Eleanor Rigby is definitely one of my favorite songs because of the melody is just unique, and also the lyrics. You know, it's a song about loneliness, so I think it's really, really cool. It tells the story of Eleanor Rigby, obviously, and yeah, Father Mackenzie, lonely people in general. And I think it's a topic that, you know, most of us can relate. And yeah, it's just, oh my god, the strings were awesome as well. I really like this song. I have not much more to say about this song right now, but it's a great song, and it's number 8 in my top 10. No, number 8? Number 7, yeah. Number 6 is Something, a song by George Harrison of the album Abbey Road. It's the second track of Abbey Road, and I think it's a great love song. The melody is lovely, the lyrics are great as well, and it shows how much George evolved as a songwriter. So this is really like George at the top of his game. Another thing I like about the song is the fact that George recorded the guitar solo, which is great, at the same time that the orchestra was recording. And that is so weird. Like, nobody would do that right now with the technology that we now have. But you know, back then they didn't have many options, so he had to record the guitar solo at the same time that the whole orchestra was recording, so he couldn't really make any mistakes. Also, Frank Sinatra covered the song, and he said that Something was the best love song of the past 50 years.
If I gave my heart to you, I must be sure.
Talking about love songs, number 5 is If I Fell. I think it's one of the best songs of the album A Hard Day's Night, and I love how John's and Paul's voices work together so well. I mean, they do all the time, but in this song it's like really, really good. Also, the harmony of the song is great. They have very clever chord changes. And I love the fact that John and Paul recorded using the same mic at the same time, and I don't know, I find that really cool. Also, not many people know this, but they used to play this song live when they toured America and Canada in 1964, and they used to share the same mic as well, which is hilarious, and they used to play the song a bit faster than the song in the record. So yes, it's a really, really good song. I love this one. I have really good memories singing this song with friends, and yes, that's one of the reasons why I always finish my videos with If I Fell. Number 4 is a song by George Harrison, and it's called While My Guitar Gently Weeps. I really, really love this song. I think it's a great song by George. Also, it shows how much George evolved as a songwriter. I think it has a lot of power. Also, I love the fact that Eric Clapton played the guitar solo. And also the story behind this song is really cool, because George said, okay, I'm gonna write a song based on the first thing I see. And he opened a book randomly and he read Gently Weeps, and he wrote a song using these words. So yes, he finished the song at his mother's house, and then he went to the studio and he tried to get the other Beatles to work on the song, but they were too busy working on their own songs, so he got a bit disappointed. And some other day he was with Eric Clapton, they were good friends, and he said if he wanted to play in the song, and he said, not really, I'm not a Beatle, nobody has ever played in a Beatles record before. And he said, hey man, it's my song and I wanted to play in it. So he walked into Abbey Road Studios with Eric Clapton, and all the Beatles were like, oh my god, because Eric Clapton, of course, he was like a very respected guitarist. And you know, then they started taking the song seriously. So Paul went to the piano and he created that beautiful intro. And yes, you can clearly see how the Beatles are working together for this song. There's also really cool versions of this song, like for example the anthology version, which is a lot quieter. I love that one. and also the one in the Love album, you know, the album by the Cirque du Soleil. It's like the anthology version, but with strings. It's really, really cool.
While my guitar gently weeps with every mistake we must surely be learning.
And there's also really cool live versions, like for example the one from the concert for George with Paul McCartney, Eric Clapton, Billy Preston, Ringo Starr, and many other artists. I think there's one with Prince as well, or that one, I don't remember. But there's really cool live versions as well, because the song has so much energy that it works really, really well live.
Happiness is a warm gun.
Number 3 is Happiness is a Warm Gun. This is Paul McCartney's favorite song of the White Album, and it's also my favorite song of the White Album. I think it's a great song, especially because it has 4 parts and they're all very different, and you can really hear the Beatles collaborating, which is something that was not really happening by the time they recorded the White Album, because, you know, it was the album of the conflict really. They were fighting all the time, and it was more like each Beatle working in a different studio on their songs. But in this song you can clearly hear them collaborating, and I love that. And I also love the lyrics. They have really clever lines, like for example the title, Happiness is a Warm Gun, or the first line, she's not a girl who misses much. Actually, I think every single line in this song is quite interesting, and yes, I think it's a great song. Oh, and also John's vocal performance is great.
She's leaving home after living alone for so many years.
Okay, so number 2 is a song of the album Sgt. Pepper's by Paul McCartney, and is She's Leaving Home. The song was inspired on something that Paul read in the newspaper. It's about this girl that leaves home because she never felt like she belonged there. So there's really clever lines, like for example, she's leaving home after living alone for so many years, and some other really clever lines like fun is the one thing that money can't buy. I also love the strings of the song, and they were not written by George Martin, the producer of the Beatles, because he was busy at the moment and Paul wanted to get the song done as soon as possible, so he called Mike Leander, an arranger, to write the strings for the song. And Paul said that George Martin was actually quite offended by that. One of the things I like the most about the song is how Paul's and John's voices work together. You know, towards the end of the song, especially in the chorus, is so good. And there's a book called Here, There and Everywhere, My Life Recording the Music of the Beatles by Geoff, Emerick, their sound engineer, where he talks about the recording sessions and everything and all the music production techniques that they used and everything. It's a great book, by the way, you should read it. I'm gonna link it below. It's an affiliate link, so if you buy it from my link, Amazon's gonna give me some of the money. So yes, if you buy it, please use my link. Anyways, so in that book, Geoff Emerick, the sound engineer, said that for that recording session, the vocals recording session, they turned off the lights and it was just Paul and John in the studio late at night recording. And I don't know, I just have this image in my head every time I listen to the song, and it's really cool. Also, this is one of the few songs where the Beatles don't play any instruments at all. The song starts with a harp, and that was played by Sheila Broomberg, the first female to ever play in a Beatles recording session.
Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away.
And number 1, as I said before, it might not come as a shock to many of you, because it was voted by MTV and Rolling Stones to be the best pop song of all time, and is the most recorded, the most covered song of all time as well. Of course, I'm talking about Yesterday, and it's not only my favorite Beatles song, but also my favorite song of all time. Paul wrote the song when he was only 22, which makes it even more remarkable. At that time, he was living at 57 Wimpole Street at Jane Asher's parents' house, and he had a room at the top of the house with a piano next to his bed. And he woke up one morning with a tune in his head. He went to the piano and he started playing, and that's how he wrote Yesterday. The first lyrics, as you might know, were scrambled eggs, like scrambled eggs, oh my baby, how I love your legs. And then he changed it to Yesterday. It's It's a great song. Actually, I have a video there at Jane Asher's house, 57 Wimpole Street. So if you're interested in watching that video, I'm gonna link it somewhere here and also down there in the description. And yes, I think it's a great song. The melody is just so unique. I think that is the main thing about this song, is the melody. And it was a dream, so that makes it even crazier. Also, the lyrics are very simple but very, very powerful. And the strings, oh my god, it's a string quartet, which was not very common back then in pop music, and especially for an album like Help, you know, with all the songs are like very upbeat, and Yesterday is like literally the only slow song. But yeah, the strings are great, the harmony is great, even the guitar sounds great, and Paul's voice of course sounds great as well. The song was a single in America, but not here in England. Here in England it was just like part of the Help album. But yeah, I think the melody is the main thing, and it's definitely the best song of all time. As I said before, guys, this is just my opinion, so please don't get angry if you disagree with me. But I would love to know what is your top 10 best songs, or top 5, or whatever you want to do. You know, I would love to know your choices. And yes, this is pretty much the end of the video actually, because I've done the top 10 already. So thank you very much for watching. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And there's also a PayPal link where you can donate if you want. Every donation would be absolutely appreciated. And please, please subscribe to this channel, because this channel is dedicated to the Beatles. So if you love the Beatles as much as I do, you're gonna love this channel. I also made a video called Top 10 Worst Beatles Songs. So if you want to check it out, I'm gonna leave the link here and there in the description. Yes, I think that's pretty much it. See you next time. Bye.
Well, I'm afraid that's us run out of time.
Oh,
I'm really
okay.
sorry.
Oh,
So,
thanks. Bye, everyone.
thank you very much.
Thank
for
you.
If I give my heart to you, I must be sure from the